Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another one of my videos. This one is kind of a special one because it's from Alex Comic Hoarder. He did like a tag video, so this is kind of one of those. This is my top, not 10, but 20 graded comics that are first appearance of characters. I really had a tough choice of doing you know 10. I couldn't narrow it down, so I decided to do 20 because I when I first came out I had 20, so why not? But first, before I get to that, I'm going to show a few of my pickups the past couple month or so since I last did my video. um, First one I got is Further Adventures of Indiana Jones #1. This was like the first series that he did after he did like a Raiders of the Lost Ark, uh, adaptation. There was like 3 issues. This was the first ongoing. It lasted about 34 issues, and this one's kind of special to me because it's like the first series I collected back when I was young, and I really enjoyed this series. But I finally found, you know, a nice #1. I did not keep all my issues, so I'm gonna at least try to have a few of them. So this is #1. My next one is Adventure Comics 325. I just love this Superboy, Supergirl cover with Lex Luthor on the cover. I thought it was pretty neat. So, yeah, I found this in my store that I work at, and yeah, had my eye on this for a while. So, I don't have that many of these Superman books, but this is cool. And the last one, this is kind of a filler issue for my Detective Comics run. It's issue 302 from mm, April of '62, and it's got a Batwoman on the cover on it. So yeah, I only have like 3 or 4 left remain. Have 300 up to now. So cool issue. So let's get started with my free my top 20. I'm gonna start off with number 20. I have a hard time stacking these, but that's all right. First one I have, Commanding #1. I wasn't really a big fan growing up, but uh, I read some of his stuff and I really enjoyed it recently. So I read like the first 40 issues of this original run, and I had to pick up this one a while back. This is the Harlan Ellison collection, so it belonged to a famous author. Uh, this is one of Jack Kirby's DC books, and it's a great fun. I mean, if you ever enjoy for something more of kind of a you know what do you call Planet of the Apes type book, this is kind of a in that general census, but this is a really fun read. There's been a few modern runs of this book, but the original is really good too. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. I've always enjoyed this character growing up. I've always kind of fun and witty. This is Detective Comics 267, the first appearance of Batmite. This is a real tough book to find. It's really hard to find. I search and search. This is actually my second copy. The first copy I got came back restored, so I had to get another copy. And this was a little bit lower grade, but I still enjoy having it. Next book is another character that's really near and dear to my heart. This is another character I first started reading when I was a teenager. This is the first appearance of Firestorm #1. This first run is his series was only 5 issues, and 'cause they had a big cancellation deal back in the late '70s. But anyways, I'm glad to have a nice, really nice copy of the first issue and its first appearance. The next book, I think this is the only restored book in the collection, but it's a very key villain appearance. This is Green Lantern #7. It's got a little bit of color touch on the corner here, I think. but it's the first appearance of Sinestro. He's not on the cover. He didn't appear till issue 9, but this is his very first appearance, and it's still pretty high grade. It's just a little bit of color touch. It's not that bad. Next book. The reason why this one ranks low is because it's her first comic book appearance. It's not the first appearance. She first appeared on Batman the Animated Series, Joker's Favor. Uh, she's one of my favorite characters, Harley Quinn. This is Batman Adventures number 12. This was not really in continuity, but it's still a first comic book appearance. Pretty high grade. So yeah, I had to have this one. I'm a huge Harley fan. And this next one is not really uh, kind of first. It's not the first appearance of this character, but it's the first appearance as this character. This is probably one of my most valuable books I got in my collection. So that's not really my top 10 because he's not really the first appearance of this character. You'll see why. So this is the first appearance of the Joker as the Red Hood. This is his origin story. This is a very difficult book to find. It's very rare. Back from the early 50s, 1951, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people, you know, drool over this book. It's a really cool book to have. Uh, so yeah, it's the first time they explained his origin. So glad to have that in my collection. And this next book, I got this one graded recently. I started reading this series back when it came out. This is the first appearance of Morpheus, or yeah, Morpheus Sandman. I was just call him Sandman for some reason. I just thought thinking Morpheus of from the Matrix, but anyways, this is his first appearance from Neil Gaiman's run. So it's a cool book to have. But if you hear the sirens, don't worry, they're just testing the sirens. Do not have this room soundproof. This next book is pretty high on a lot of people's list. And she's still kind of a minor character in the DCU, but it's hard to find her in this grade too. So this first appearance of Zatanna, and she's this Hawkman number 4. She's not on the cover. She's like in a backup story, I think, where she appeared in this particular issue. But I still like to have this, and I got this one fairly reasonable. It was a lot cheaper than it is now. Let's just say that. I probably purchased this probably about 15 years ago before she got hot. But I'm glad to have this one in my collection. This other one's pretty key too. This is the first appearance of Wally West, the second Flash, or the third Flash actually, after Jay Garrick and the first one. Anyhow, this is kind of an old label. It's 5.0. You can see. Uh, yeah, he's a very important character to me. I love reading his run of Flash back in the 80s and 90s. Great run. This next one's another Jack Kirby creation with DC. This is Mr. Miracle number 1. This is his very first appearance. This one, if you can see it up here, says Jack Kirby written on first page in marker. So Jack Kirby probably signed this book a long time ago at a show or something. I'm glad to have this one in my collection. Love the character. Now that's all we have for the bottom half. Now we're going to start the top 10. So without further ado, this is number 11. Again, this is another Jack Kirby DC book. I love this character, Etrigan the Demon number 1, and I'm glad to have this on my collection. He's a really fun character to read. Jack Kirby's run on this was excellent too. So if you ever have a chance, read all his early '70s DC stuff. It's a lot of good reading. All right, number 9. This is another big Batman villain. Uh, yeah, I've had this one for a while, and before she got hot. This is Batman 181, the first appearance of Poison Ivy. You can see it's a 7.0. It's not super high grade, but it's not bad at all. I'm glad to have this one. It's just another part of my run of Batman books. And we'll see. Here's another Batman book, another Batman villain first appearance. This one's special because, as you can see, it's got a sketch by Neil Adams. I probably told this story before. Uh, Neil accidentally signed this book at a convention because um, the CGC people, not the facilitators, not actual CGC members, put this in the wrong stack. So he got it signed. I got it back. It's like, what's going on? To make it up to me, they said Neil's going to be at another show. So maybe he could do a little sketch or something to kind of tie it in. So it turned out well. It kind of really has that '60s vibe to it. So I think it, you know, made the best of the situation, and I enjoy it. It's a 7.0. It's really hard to find this one above VG. So yeah, I'm happy to have this one in my collection. Now we're going to get off the Batman run for a moment. This one, it's a character I really enjoyed. Another kind of supernatural DC character. This is Strange Adventures number 205. The first appearance of Dead Man. Another book is kind of hard to find in high grade. I got this one in 9.0, and yeah, I bought this one raw and had it graded a couple years ago, I think. But yeah, I love this book. And this book I showed in my last video. I've always been wanting this book. Uh, I love this group. This is My Greatest Adventures number 80, the first appearance of the Doom Patrol, and yeah, I love this group. I love Grant Morrison's run on these characters. I've always wanted to have some of their older books, so I got this one. All right. Uh, it's another DC kind of horror character that it's been high on my list to have for a while, and then I got it, a couple years back too. Uh, this one's House of Secrets '92, first appearance of the Swamp Thing, and this also was like signed by the writer Lynn Wein. I did an autograph on this one, but yeah, I love having this one in my collection. I love this cover. Bernie Wrightson was a great artist. He did a lot of great covers, and I'm happy to have this one in my run. Let's see, the next one, number 4 in my run. This is the only Marvel in my collection. Sorry, I'm a big DC guy. I mean, you can probably see from stuff I have on my wall and stuff. But I love this character. I decided to go ahead and get this one last year before it got way too out of my league to purchase. Uh, I had it regraded and didn't come back any higher, same grade at least. But it's got the cool label on it. This is the first appearance of Galactus, or first cameo, and the first appearance of Silver Surfer. I love Silver Surfer. He's a fun character to read. I read some of his stuff back in the '90s when they were in the Infinity Gauntlet. So I've always wanted his first appearance, and this is a really nice copy. It definitely looks better than a 6.5 to me. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I think this is at least a 7.5. my appearance. But anyways, I'm glad to have this one in my run. And now we're down to the top three. The top three books in my collection that are graded. I still got quite a few first appearances that I haven't gotten graded, but they're on my list to do pretty soon. Uh, wow, I can't believe this is only number three, but I had to choose something. Uh, I had this one regraded. It was a 8.0. Came back in 9. This is the first appearance of Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. I've always loved her character. I loved her back in the '66 TV show. Uh, she's had some great runs, with Gail Simone and some other great writers. But yeah, this one's really hard to find in high grade right now, it appears. So definitely a gem in my collection. Let's see. Yeah, the next two are some of the big books that I got in my first, foray into the higher end books, the big boy books. Uh, Next one is the first appearance of the Justice League of America, and this was only like 4 or 5, but it's still a great book to own. Uh, I think they did. You know, I think they graded this one pretty accurately, and I just love it. I love the cover. I love the Starro, starfish from outer space, the Conqueror. But yeah, great book to have in my collection. Uh, yeah. What else can I say? The last book is he's probably maybe my second or third favorite superhero. So that's why this character is number one. I can't afford a Batman first appearance in Detective 27 or even a Batman number one. Uh, but this character's always been one of my favorites. So without further ado, this is my first appearance of Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, the second Green Lantern from the Silver Age. Yeah, after Alan Scott had his limited run back in the 40s. But I had this one graded too. I bought this one off of eBay on an auction. I got it at a really good deal compared to what it's going for now. So I'm definitely happy to have this one in my collection, and it'll stay there for a long, long time. I'm not no intentions of selling this one. So there you have it. That's my top 20 uh, first appearances in my graded collection, and I did it. I mean, I had more I had to leave out, but not a whole lot. But you got a lot more than I was expecting. I was supposed to do 10, but I couldn't leave out the bottom 10 of this run. So here it is, guys. One last look, and I'll do another video sometime soon. I got another idea or two to do, and anyways, I'll catch you later, guys. Bye.